Okay, just open highway ahead. I better hurry, my belt is squealing. Yeah, going pretty fast, and it's not even opened up all the way yet. Yeah, crap. I'm doing about 40K right now. It wants to go more. Shit. So what I'm doing is making engine powered trailer to go behind my bike there. And I got the frame welded up. I'm just using spare parts, what I had around the shop here. And I'm just getting ready to weld everything solid. It's a single wheel trailer, powered by 8 horsepower. The ratio I worked out, should push the bike along at about 60 kilometers an hour. So just like that. The trick was getting it balanced. Because it's only going to be sitting on the one axle on the back. So what this is a tent trailer axle and tire, and I welded a pulley on the side of the rim to drive the rear tire. So I just used nuts as spacers, got it situated so it's flat on the rim. It's not going to wiggle as it's going down the road, so it's nice and straight with the rim, and it'll drive right off the tire. My worry is my tire is a little bit pooched. It's probably a 30-year-old tire. But these tires are like $80. So when I know it works and I can drive it down the road and I can make it into work to pick up my paycheck, I'll change out that tire. So how the drive is going to work is very simple. So the belt is loose, the engine can just free spin, and then I'll have a roller that'll put tension on the belt, tightening the belt up, and then the drive is engaged. So very simple, works good, especially on a lightweight thing like this trailer and a bike. I remember when I was younger, they built me a go-kart, and I had the similar kind of thing, but I don't think they had the linkage properly connected. And then I had a lever I'd push to engage the belt. They would do the same thing. You would just push on the belt and tighten the belt up. I'm not sure. I don't remember how they had it, but I was always smoking belts off. And then they put a clutch on it, like a centrifugal clutch. And then they was always smoking clutches off. So a little go-kart with like tires half this side in the sand, belt drive doesn't work so well, but on the pavement a belt drive would work really well, especially pushing a bike. It's not going to cook belts off. But I have a couple spare belts, and when I go for the first trip I'll make sure to bring another belt with me just in case I smoke this one off, which I don't think I'll do. And this box is going to be part fender and part storage box, and then on the top will be my rack to strap anything down I need to strap down. I'm probably going to have it up a little bit. I'm going to cut the box, so I'll probably cut the box right here. Maybe I'll do it on the other side. So cut the box right there. So cut it across here, cut it across the front, down, and on the bottom. And then the piece I cut off, because it's a square, you just invert it and it becomes the inside of a fender. So you just flip it over and then you fasten it back in, and then you have a cubby that can come over. It'd be the fender for the back tire, and cover the engine a little bit. I will have to reroute the exhaust out the side. This muffler isn't as quiet as I want it to be. Maybe later on I'll purchase a different muffler, or find a different muffler, or make a muffler with a baffle in it. But for now, I'm just gonna weld the little piece on there just to direct the exhaust out the side, or maybe direct it down. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's got to be strong enough that I can strap a 60-pound tool bag on the top. And that is my mission. I'm going to drive this 100 kilometers, go pick up my tools, pick up my paycheck, and then drive 100 kilometers back. So hopefully this tire is going to hang in there. Really hope it does. I'm going to lower the pressure in it so it doesn't blow out, because I can't change that on the side of the road. Yeah, damn it. But I don't have another tire, so I'm just going to have to wing it, and hopefully it holds together. So the tricky thing will be trying to get the balance on that one single tire. So how I'm going to have the hitch mount on the bike is when you lean with the bike, you lean with the trailer. And that's why I don't just have a straight frame. The frame goes down, so you have all the weight on the lower end. And so when you go one way, all the weight on the bottom will want to right the frame straight. So if you have weight on the bottom and you tilt the trailer one way, there'd be a certain amount of weight from here down that's going to want to tilt it back. So it's not going to be top heavy. So you'll be able to lean with the trailer and it's not going to flop over on you, because that engine's about, I don't know, 40 pounds or so. And if you're wondering how to make angle cuts like that, well, you find where you want your corner. You do a square line that way, and then the side you do your cuts, you go half the distance that way, half the distance that way, make your triangle, and then just cut it out. And then when you bend it, it'll bend to the angle you want. So you got to figure out how much you want to take out of each corner. So right now, the reason I'm building this thing is because the insurance company wrote off my car without telling me. If you're ever in a situation where you're dealing with the insurance company and they're like taking forever, like you get in an accident, like a small accident, and you're like, okay, fix it. And they're like, no, we're going to write it off. And you're like, well, I don't want to give up my car because I put so much work into it and there's all these extra fancy parts on it and it's like a really nice car and all that happened was the bumper cracked. Why would you write off my car for that? You can't fix it? No, we can't fix it. So then, okay, I want to keep my car. And then they offer you a really low amount that you can never replace it for that amount for. And then you're fighting with them back and forth. And you just like let it slip one day and you just say, and you're not even sure if you're going to write it off yet. You're not even sure. You just want to, maybe you're just going to forget about it and not do a claim. But then you let it slip on one of the emails. You're like, can you just give me, and you say something like, can you just give me a check for the appropriate value of my car? Can you just do that? And they say, well, okay, you agreed to it. You don't have to sign anything. From your email, we have enough evidence to say that you actually wanted to go through with this. Where you keep your car, and then they give you a reduced amount for it. They take a percentage off of the value of the car and then give you what the remaining of the cost of the car is, kind of thing. You agree to it, and then you ask them specifically. Will my car be written off? Is my car written off? What do I have to do to get it inspected? Does it have to be inspected? And then either the lady doesn't know what she's talking about, or she doesn't give you the proper information on purpose. And then she says, okay, well, we tried to send you money, but the account is not, the account you had with us previous is not active anymore. So then I was like, why are you sending me money? I didn't even sign anything yet. I said, well, because of your email. Yeah, we have everything we need. You agreed to this. I need to move on. So I didn't sign anything. I didn't agree to anything. They wrote my car off without telling me. It's just totally wild. And I didn't, so after all this, so they sent me the money to repair the car. I'm going to go get the car repaired, find the parts, because it's just a bumper, it's just a cracked bumper. So decide, okay, I'm just going to find a bumper. When I can find a bumper, put the new bumper on. In the meantime, I plastic welded it. And then the registration comes up for renewal. And then I go try to re-register it. And they go, well, this car is written off. I'm like, oh man, they wrote off the car. They didn't even tell me. I asked them directly, are you going to write the car off? Because it's just a bumper. I figured, okay, well, here, we'll give you the money to fix your car. I asked them directly, is the car going to be written off? They didn't even say, okay, you can't drive the car now, it's written off. They didn't say anything like that. I asked them directly. So very shady, very, very slimy insurance company. And for what, I don't know. Maybe it was just that employee that was like that, didn't know what they're doing, or just was. So anyway, long story short, I realized my car is written off and I don't have a car to go to work anymore. And my truck is currently parked because, well, you see the broken tail light, which is not a big deal. I got the tail light to put in it, but my truck is parked for the meanwhile, and I got no way to get to work. So before Monday, I got to pick up my check on Monday. I got to pick up my tools because I ended up having to quit my job for the meantime because I couldn't go to work. So, which is ridiculous, but if you have nobody else to give you a ride to work, and you have no other means to go to work, and you're 100 kilometers away from work, and you have no vehicle, and you have no money, I think I got like $100 in the bank, you know. So, but I have a shop with the parts, and so I'm putting this together, and it's going to get me to my past job, grab my tools, and if all goes well and I can make it to work consistently, maybe I'll ask them for my job back, and or maybe I can find another job. Yeah, that's the downside to living so far away from a major city where all the work is. You know, I thought I was an Iron Man, so to get out here, so the car is here, but I was staying in the city and my bike was there, so I went and get my bicycle. And I was like, I can just bike back. Yeah, no problem. You know, 100 kilometers, you know, you look at the Google Maps, or, you know, you do the GPS, and it says, 100 kilometers, it take you 4 hours on a bike. I say, 4 hours, I can do it. You know, maybe it's going to take me 6. I can do it. So from the south side of the city to the north side of the city took me 4 hours, just going through the city. Up and down the hills and through the bike paths, and then from the city to the property here, it's another 70 kilometers. So I made it a little bit more than halfway before my legs, you know, I'm a little bit stubborn, so I just pushed it too hard, so my legs were like really killing me. So I made it 60 kilometers, and then I had to walk. So walking is a lot slower than biking. I was walking, and because both my legs are just destroyed, I pushed it way farther than I should have. You know, just shocked everything and tore everything. I couldn't walk after a while, so I had to sit in the ditch. And, you know, this is like over the night, so it's like 4 a.m. I'm walking on the side of the road. I can't walk anymore, legs are torn, so I sat in the ditch for about an hour. And I just wanted to close my eyes, but then there's coyotes, you know, you can hear them, you know, pretty close, or yipping, and so I didn't want to wake up to a coyote chewing on my neck or something. So I sat there for a little bit, closed my eyes. I had about a 10-minute nap or so, maybe. Mostly I sat there for about an hour and a half, had a 10-minute nap, and then felt like I could walk a little bit more, so I walked a couple more kilometers, and then my legs were killing me to the point I couldn't walk anymore. I'm like bracing myself on my bike, just kind of skipping along kind of thing. And then I was standing on one pedal and using the bike kind of like a skateboard to go the rest of the way. And then I had to sit again, so I had another sit. But the sun is up now, so I'm not worrying about coyotes. So I had a 30-minute nap on the side of the road in the ditch, leaned my bike up against a sign, and I just had a nap there. And then that's how I made it the rest of the way. And the whole trip took me about 2 days to get back. Luckily, there's a gas station along the way. I stopped in there and got some lunch and a couple cans of iced tea and some water. And then I made it back. So I made it back. So I know what it's like, worst case scenario, trying to go 100 kilometers when you're not an Ironman anymore, you know. So anyway, Ironman can do it in 3 hours probably. It took me 2 days. I get back and I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to go to work? What am I going to do? I have a limited amount of food here, limited amount of water, resource. how am I going to get back? And then I'm just looking around. I'm trying to think of an idea, and I'm like looking at the parts I have, and you know, I have a full tank of gas in my welder. Well, half a tank of gas in my welder, half a tank of gas in the generator. When the sun's out, I have power for grinding. So yeah, I can make an engine powered trailer for my bike to assist me traveling that big distance to go pick up my tools and paycheck. And maybe with that paycheck, I can get my truck going again, or get the car back on the road. Probably not going to happen, because to do a salvage inspection, you need like good windshield, good everything, and my car needs a windshield, and I got to go through it, and yeah, make sure everything is like 100%, and probably cost me $1,000 plus you know, a few days work to get the car up to snuff. And in that meantime, you can't drive anywhere to do it, and you know, so I go get my tools, get my paycheck, do what I gotta do to my truck, get that back on the road, and that's probably what I'm gonna do from here, is just be driving my truck. But to get to that point, I need to be able to brave that 100-kilometer distance about 5-6 times. So this is my answer. And once I get this thing going, I'm going to store it in the RV for emergency vehicle. It'll store right underneath in the bay. I can drain the gas out of it, and then have some standby storable fuel. And this thing can be emergency vehicle. If the RV ever breaks down, I can just go somewhere on my bike. So it's also a trial run to see how much mileage I can get out of this, how much I can haul with it, and see if I can make it a useful vehicle. So one more measurement to be sure I got it lined up with the frame here. So outside of the pulley, roughly 6 inches. Outside of the pulley, 6.5 inches. Shit. And that kind of makes sense because my tire is angled on the frame. The gap here is a little bit bigger than this gap. So my axle has to slide out another 1/2 inch. And then I'll line it up again. There we go, lined up better now. So I had to kick the axle over 1/2 inch, slight oversight on my part. I wasn't thinking. So same distance over to the engine pulley, the same distance over I gotta have to the pulley on the wheel. And then straight edge on the pulleys to make sure they're lined up, so you're not eating up belts or the belt isn't coming off. And they're pretty good. There we go. Okay, so I got my roller for the drive, spring loaded. So that's with the drive engaged, and when the roller is off, it freewheels on the pulley there. I got my cable that goes to the clutch, goes to the bike. I didn't weld it on yet. I got to weld this lever solid. But this is just an emergency brake cable. It's got the nice threaded rod on the end for adjustment. So I'll weld that one solid, then I'll weld this one. It always takes longer when you're building something for the first time. And then as I was working, I was thinking, well, I'm going to put a box on the back here. And if the exhaust is coming out, it's going to melt whatever's on the box. And also it's not exactly quiet. So I built the exhaust pipe and just run the exhaust out the side, and it'll make it a fair bit quieter. I've tried it already. It makes it quite a bit quieter. Oh yeah, spare parts, so spare roller. And also I was really worried about that trailer tire that's on there. And then I was thinking, like, say you're 50 kilometers, or say you're even 20 kilometers away from somewhere, and then you get a flat in that tire. That's pretty shitty. You have to leave it on the side of the road. You know, this beautiful contraption that you just spent all your time on. So I made a spare tire. So if this tire pops, then I got this roller here, and it just turns it into a trailer, and then I have to get out of there on leg power. So that's the plan, what to do in the case of a flat tire. Well, and that's another thing too. I'm gonna have to take a quick bike ride to the gas station, and hopefully they have some 30 weight oil. I'll have to change the oil out in that, because I don't know what oil's in there. It was used in the winter time, and I think I put synthetic in there, or I just never changed it at all, because whatever's in there is really thin. So there's definitely some winter oil in there that won't really work well in the summertime when the engine's actually going to get really hot. So hopefully it doesn't get too hot. So anyway, I'll have to change the oil out with some thicker stuff for summer, and should be away I go. Okay, here we go, a quick run. So the hitch will be just a bar like this, maybe cut off about right there, like a 1 foot bar with a bunch of holes in it. So a hole every 2 inches, where I can hook it up at the back of the bike, and it'll offset whichever way it wants to fall over. So the trailer will be sitting balanced depending on the load I put on it. And as it sits now, it wants to tilt over, so the hitch point to keep it straight up and down would be about right here. So, and if I put more weight on it, I'd have to hook it up somewhere over here. So that's the reason for the adjustable hitch. Okay, so I got the corner cut out. Yeah, something wrong with my calculations for sure. So what I should have done is make sure I went the same distance up as the same distance over, because now I am short. Crap. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're in a hurry. Here I was trying to look all fancy. So there's my storage box slash fender. I did tack weld the strip on there. I cut it off for the long side, put it on the short side. So if you do that, make sure you're cutting it the same distance both ways, and you won't have to put a little strip on. It'd be really good to hide that tire. It'd be really good to hide that tire. If I just screw a flat piece of steel on here, maybe to conceal that tire a little bit. When it's driving, the belt will be up. So you're probably still going to see all of that. My thought is I don't want to get pulled over. So yeah, I'll make a support at the back here just to be able to fasten the back of the box. Well, crap, I'm out of welding rods. I had maybe 15 rods left, all gone. And I looked for rods sitting outside, rods I had maybe in the container that fell out of the box or something, and nope, all gone, all gone. So it's Sunday today, and the closest place that has welding rods is UFA. and they're closed on Sunday, or they might be open till noon, but it's like 3 o'clock already. And tomorrow I got to make the big trip, so crap. I welded as much the structural parts that I could, just to make it strong. So I put gussets on all the joints that are going to take any kind of stress. I made sure to weld up the axle really good, and weld up the rear of the frame really good to keep it from twisting. And the rest I'll have to do with the MIG welder. And there's a couple turns, maybe a quarter, a pound, half a pound of wire on there, not a whole lot. So I'll have to make it work. I don't have any coat hangers. I think I have some brazing rod, but I don't have any gas or acetylene. I wonder if you can stick a brazing rod in a arc welder and weld with it. Never tried that before. Maybe I'll give that a shot. So this is a brazing rod. I got about 6 or 7 of them left. It's a brass rod. I think it's brass. Could be an alloy. It's got a coating on it. And it's not meant to be applied electrically. It's meant to be applied with a brazing torch, like a propane oxygen or oxygen acetylene torch, to weld the steel parts together. The steel parts got to be really nice and clean for it to adhere. But maybe that doesn't matter too much if you do it electrically, because you're sparking through the crud on the metal. So let me give it a try anyway. It's probably going to melt in the holder, but you never know, it might work. Okay, so that's cool. I learned in a pinch you can make some awfully shitty welds with a brazing rod. Wonder how much of it actually stuck on there. Well, it's stuck on there. Well, I'm out of gas in the generator, and there's a little bit of gas left in the welder. This model of welder does actually have a 5,000 watt generator rigged into it, but this relay or something's not working. It doesn't, it's not putting out any power. So I'm going to take a little bit of gas from the welder and run the generator. So a bunch of sucks later and a mouthful of gas and up my nose, and I should get a couple hours running time out of it. And got a big pile of mess, but it's getting there. For the most part, I got most areas welded up. I got my hitch for my bike attached on there. See the 2 bolts attached to the bike. Just got to finish welding it. I'm down to a little bit less welding rod. Hopefully it's enough. We'll see. I found some old welding rods and some stubs on the ground. If have to, it'll give me a couple spot welds in a critical point, because that welding wire, I shouldn't have bought the cheap stuff. Best stuff is the Lincoln welding wire, the inner shield, the 211, whatever it is there. That's the best stuff. That's really strong, makes really strong welds. And there we go. Paint makes every desperate contraption look like it's from a store. Also shows you where all your terrible welds are. I think I'm going to use those little shorty thrown away welding rods to go back over this one here, because as soon as I welded that with the crappy welding wire, I don't know if you can see that, my phone's not focusing, but there's a big crack right through the weld there. So as soon as I welded it, it cracked. And then when I came over here and welded here, my tip was heating up and the generator was bogging down and it was just not working. So, but other than that, other than those crappy areas, it turned out okay. One could say it rivals the Chinese manufacturing we see in the stores today. Oh, just a beautiful morning. I wish I could just like sit and do nothing and just enjoy the weather outside. But yeah, I believe today's the day. I was up till 3 a.m. last night and was testing it out. Oh, there's my alarm. Yeah, 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. and I wanted to leave. Wow. I didn't do a test run yet. I just kind of like had it revved up and engaged the clutch. I got the clutch connected. I got my zip tie here, holding the clutch in so I can start it. And it's kind of sticky a little bit, but it's working. Well, I didn't make it in this morning to go get my paycheck and my tool bag. Stayed up late last night and I just couldn't get enough together and couldn't get on the road quick enough. But I did a couple test laps around the yard and I got it working anyway. Tried my best to get things together today, but it didn't pan out. And it's probably good because it's raining right now and it's thunderstorming, and I'd probably be on my way back right now, right through the storm. And right now here I'm just on the outside edge of the storm. I think it's starting to blow over now, but farther south where I'd be going, it's thunderstorm warning and storming pretty hard. So I guess it worked out okay this time. And that gives me a little bit more time to work on the, I don't know what you call it, bike and trailer. So a good thing about the engine being from a snowblower is it has a magneto on it. So I guess you call it a magneto, or has a coil that makes power. So the light that was on it was just like a incandescent, the old style, like 7-watt bulb. And I think this is like, I don't even think this LED takes the same amount of voltage as that one bulb does. So I put the LED on there and the LED lights up nice and bright while the engine's running, so that's cool. I drove it around the yard a bit, and I decided I'm going to leave the the spare tire on there because it's set higher than this one. So when I get off the bike, it also acts as a kickstand. So I'm not having to angle the trailer to keep it from falling over. And I was testing out some extra weight in the toolbox there with my little air compressor that's about 40 pounds. And it's pretty hard to keep it straight. Like it kind of sitting level with the hitch offset like that. But then as soon as you throw a bunch of weight on it, because it's one wheel, that it still wants to tip over pretty good. I think once I get going, it won't be such a problem, but stopping and turning at slow speed, it's a pain in the butt. So this little wheel will help. What else? So I was doing test drives in the yard here, and I think because of the small diameter of the tire and the ratio in the pulley, it just wants to go too fast. Like I tried starting it out in just at idle with this larger pulley, and I had the clutch in, but then when I started going through the yard, it would start to engage as the speed picks up, and then I let off the clutch, and then it would bog down. But before it bogged down, I got going pretty darn fast. So I put it on the smaller pulley, and the smaller pulley actually is working better for this belt setup. So if you do a belt setup, put a small pulley on there because it allows it to ride at idle without smoking the belt. Like there's more surface area with the larger pulley riding on the belt when it's at idle. Even if the belt is just sitting on there, it's still gonna start smoking the belt. So this little pulley, the smaller the pulley, the better to drive if you're doing a belt drive. Unless you got some kind of high torque application, then I guess you need a bigger pulley. But for this setup, a small pulley at the drive works a lot better. So with the smaller pulley, the belt is a little bit more slack, so I had to change the position on my spring and adjust my I guess clutch adjustment rod on the bottom there, and I got it dialed in where it works pretty good. I can let off and it starts grabbing. So the little pulley on the motor was a trick, and even though it's running the little pulley, it still is going a little bit faster than I want it to go. It's probably doing you know, like when I was doing the ratio, I was like, oh yeah, I can do 60 kilometers an hour on a bike, but that's pretty fast. That's definitely faster than I can pedal. That's probably getting close to double the speed of what you can pedal at. So with this smaller pulley, hopefully I'm more around the 40 kilometer an hour range, which is a little bit slower, but is also reasonable with a 100-pound trailer behind the bike. Okay, I'm gonna go for a trial run. Not much room for a jerry can, but make it work somehow. Okay, just open highway ahead. I better hurry, my belt is squealing. Take off my safety strap here. Sorry, belt. Okay, there we go. Pretty fast, and it's not even opened up all the way yet. Yeah, crap. I'm doing about 40k right now. It wants to go more. Shit. Okay, that's pretty good. That's still enough to get hurt, but that's no, it's seems like it's cruising roughly around 50k. That'll do if it holds together. That'll do. Sorry, it's so shaky. I'll wear a head mount tomorrow. It's a little bit iffy driving with one hand, so there's the gas station over there. Gonna go get some gas and a liter of oil. Okay, I turn in here. Got a brake. Well, I was gonna go for it and then I chickened out. Now I kind of drove off the road a bit. There we go. Back on the road. Okay, straight into the gas station. Well, I made it. We'll get some gas now. Okay, so price of gas is down a bit. And it resulted in 3/4 full jerry can almost, which is good. And give me some practice for tomorrow when I got to put 40 pounds of tools in here. Okay, something like that. Okay, back on the road. Okay, I made it back. For a moment there, I thought I was gonna lose it. You ever see those trailers with all the weight at the back and they're fishtailing? Well, when I came around the corner after the gas station and gunned it, I started doing that for a bit. I thought I was gonna lose it for a second. But I held it and kept going, and so I got a liter of oil. I'm gonna get it ready for tomorrow.